freelancers, it's your pricing queen here, Jazz, here to help you turn up the heat in your pricing game. As a freelancer myself, I know how tough it can be to set the right price for your services. But fear not, my friends, today we are going to dive deep into some pricing strategies that will help you earn what you're worth and build a thriving freelance business. And as always, I'll be adding a pinch of foodie flair to keep things spicy. So grab your aprons, grab your chef's hats, and let's get cooking. Are you gonna say it? Okay, I'll say it. Fine. Messy creative briefs suck. My gosh. You know the ones with the missing information and the secret deadlines and the chaotic results? My God, why? You know what? Let's fix this. Okay, picture this. You're a professional chef and you run your own restaurant. You've got a full house booked tonight and your signature dish is the only thing on the menu. You get there nice and early, ready to prep all the ingredients and sort out your plan of attack. You head over to your recipe station and get the recipe out for tonight's special. Your stomach drops. It's not there. Oh my God. You could try to work it from memory, but even though you've made this dish 1,000 times before, should you risk it? I don't know. Maybe? Look, if you do, you could wind up serving your diners something that wasn't what they actually ordered or were expecting, and then it could leave a bad taste in their mouth, and then they could leave a bad review, and no, we don't want that. Okay, so you wouldn't actually cook a meal for someone who is paying you for said meal without that recipe, or at the very least a structure or plan of what you're going to cook, would you? You wouldn't just take all the ingredients, throw it in a pot and hope for the best. Okay, we've done the food analogy. Let's switch it over. So say you're a designer and your diners are the clients paying you for your creative services. You want to serve up a delicious project that will have your clients literally drooling and they want to get what they've ordered. But not only that, you want to wow them with your professionalism, plating, and make sure that you know that you have got your shit sorted. So how do we make that happen? First, let's start with a great brief. Think of a brief like a recipe. Each ingredient carefully selected to add a balanced flavor, to bind the ingredients, and to help it bake evenly, so you're left with the perfect meal every time. It's easy to understand, it's reliable, it's repeatable, and it shows you the exact ingredients you need to start, a step-by-step method to bring it to life, and best of all, you can revisit any time that you need while you're cooking. You know when you're like cooking and then you throw the box in the bin and then you like sort through the bin to read the instructions again? Been there, done that. So how do you make sure that that creative brief has all the right ingredients to plate up a tasty project that is cooked to perfection and tastes incredible? Now, if you want my comprehensive list of what you need to write the perfect brief for any project, head here and download my free checklist. Trust me, you're going to find it delicious and it makes it so much easier. But next, let's dive into the briefing ingredients checklist. So number 1, you need a clear and mutual understanding of where you are actually going. If you are a creative or you've been a creative for any amount of time, you'll know how critical it is to be clear and understanding the problem that the project is looking to solve and agree on a clear pathway on how to make that happen. If things aren't clear from the beginning, the client may change their mind partway through. Hello, scope creep. And without a brief to return to, project timelines and budgets can blow out fast. And no one wants any of that noise. And just a chef's note here, a clear foundational direction can be found by asking open questions and represented in a brief as clear written explanations with dot points or visual representation like from here to here, like in a flowchart form. And number 2, an acknowledged and agreed accountability for both parties. Literally both of them. A good brief outlines clear expectations for what a party needs to do and when, and how the client is responsible for providing the necessary content at certain stages. Or you as the designer are responsible for providing weekly updates on progress, or how you're both responsible for showing your dogs on each video call. I mean, sure, you have the creative know-how and the subject matter expertise, but without the necessary copy, information, images, and communication as and when needed, project milestones won't be a hit. And again, timelines and budgets will quickly blow out. Now, accountability can be sprinkled into the project milestones throughout the brief with client and creative and design content or information checkpoints built into the actual project timeline. Now, number 3, we want crystal clear deadlines, timelines, and milestones. This is probably one of the most important ingredients in a brief, though they're all pretty critical, but this is the one that's like the best. This one can do the most damage if left unchecked. The best briefs that deliver the most delectable projects have a super clear deadline. They know the milestones and the overall project timelines are at the very start or even earlier if possible. Ask questions in your brief so that you are aware of any bottom lines for the client. Do they have a hard budget, a strict deadline? Are they working towards a particular event, or are there any other clinches for the project? Now, this is not an area for open-ended questions. You want yes, no, this or that. And if yes, what are the terms for the client? Do they have that hard budget, and are they concrete in those deadlines? And how is this working as a project for as a whole, or for the certain milestones that they're faced with? You don't get to see everything that they're dealing with in their business, so you need to ask the right questions to get the right information. And number 4, we want easy to follow steps for the process. As creatives, working with clients is our bread and butter, but as the ones with the most experience in the creative client relationship, because we've had more than one client, the parts that are clear to us about the process of any project may not be clear to our clients. With things clearly broken down in the project brief, it's easy to keep track of the project progress, and your client can clearly see the step-by-step requirements on the project's journey to completion. Now, this is another instance where visual representation can be super helpful with the use of a project chart or a flow chart depicting the different stages and milestones that a project management software could pick up and place and give like that visual representation for the client so they can access and view that progress at any time. And number 5, make it an accessible point of reference throughout the project. Having a thorough design brief is a safety net for literally both of you. It's a point of reference where if something goes wrong in the project, and it almost always goes wrong, you can both go back to the project brief, take a look at the plans and information, and recognize where things went wrong and how to move forward. The brief can help pull things into line quickly and easily, and it's a hard record of what has been previously agreed to and discussed with your client and as a creative. It's kind of like a contract. You can be like, hey, I'm noticing that we've gone a bit off track. Remember in our brief on page X, we discussed doing Y at Z milestone. It gives accountability and reference. Now, a brief is not a replacement for a contract. Please understand that, because a contract does not detail broken down project specifics. It is best to serve both an approved brief and a comprehensive contract, kind of like tapas. Both dishes at once for you to share in both the delicious benefits. Now, if you're a creative that doesn't currently have a contract, terms and conditions, or privacy policies, I highly recommend you check out Found Legal. They have a whole heap of templates served up ready for you to add in your flavors and make sure that you cover yourself and get legally legit. Head to this URL and I will be more than happy to help you in any questions that you have. I use them too, and they are the best. Now, if any of this tasty goodness sinks in for you, let it be this, that the most important part of a brief is to make sure that you are asking the right questions for what you, the client, and the project require. Still not sure what questions to ask? If you're craving a briefing system of pre-packaged and pre-baked briefs that you can serve straight to your clients, take a seat at my table, my hungry creative. I've got just the meal for you that's going to leave you stuffed. I've put together a delicious, downloadable, bake your own brief kit where I go way deeper into how to be well prepared for a brief and how it can help you bake more profit into your creative crust. And as a garnish, you'll get to access the very same templates that I use in my business with my clients. You know, the one that has brought 6 figures into my business year on year for the last 3 years. To access my Bake Your Own Brief Builder kit, head here, and I really cannot wait to see how it helps you in your creative business. Order up! Thank you so much for joining me today, my fellow freelancer. I hope you found these pricing tips valuable and empowering, and if you're looking for more guidance or support to help you with your more profitable freelance business in the future, head over to creativebusinesskitchen.com. There you'll find a wealth of resources and tools, including pricing calculators, project templates, marketing strategies, and everything you need to help take your business to that next level. So don't wait, come join the kitchen and let's whip up some feast of profits for you today.